Hey guys, this is Rosakelly. Welcome back to the channel and to a new 1-hour crafting video. So today we're going to be making this cute little mini album together. This book measures 7 by 5.5. It has a chipboard cover. We have 3 signature pages, some pop-up elements, so super fun, interactive, and easy to put together. I also went ahead and created a cutting guide, so if you would like to get the cutting guide ahead, I'm going to have the link down below. So let's go ahead and take a look at this book. So this opens up like this, and on the inside we have a simple flap over here. On this page, this opens, and then on the center we have an accordion fold or accordion feature. Then this opens up like this. We have a very simple flap on the back, and this opens up, and then we have one of those sliding pocket features, so you can add a picture here and it hides in the pocket. On the next page we have a pop-up, so this opens up like that, and then over here we have a gatefold page with 2 little pockets on the front, so beautiful place for a picture here, and then you can even add more little photo mats in there. And on the back we have a platform pop-up page, so this opens up and you can add another picture, and then just another simple flap here on the back. So I think this book turned out really cute. On the cover I have some prima flowers, and this is a kind of like a clock little place for a picture here that I had on my stash, so I did add this after I finished the book, so I just wanted to share that with you. And also I want to let you know this book is going to be available for purchase, so I'm going to link it below on my website, so I'm gonna have the link on the description box. And so yeah, so I hope that you guys like the walkthrough, and now let's make this together. So to make this book, I'm going to be using some chipboard. So I have 2 pieces that I cut at 5.5 by 7, and then I have 1 piece that I cut at 3 by 7, and I'm going to be using lightweight cardstock. I'm going to be using this black set here, and I'm mainly using the lightweight because I ran out of the heavyweight, but also I have been making books in lightweight and they just give me more opportunity to add more layouts and not have the book be so heavy, so I'm okay with this. Then I'm going to be using this paper collection. This one is called Glitz and Glam, again a collection from my stash, and I think it would be really cute to make a book for maybe Valentine's Day, or you know, something girly and cutesy. And so yeah, so I'm going to start the timer. In terms of other supplies though, I'm going to be using just your regular glue, your double-sided tape. I don't have magnets. I'm still waiting for my new order of magnets, so if I need to add magnets to something, I'll probably just skip that step. But I do use the 10 by 1 millimeter magnets, so I have just a couple here. And so yes, I think we're ready to start. So I'm just gonna put my timer for 1 hour, and hopefully we can finish this project. Let me turn the light on. It is quite rainy today, so there might be some background noise here, but we're gonna go ahead and start by just joining together 2 pieces of cardstock, and we are going to glue all of these pieces here. Now I do have a cutting guide for this book, so if you want to download that from the website, I'll have it linked below, so that way you can kind of cut ahead your pieces and just craft along, so you can pause the video and get that if you want to. That's also a way to support my channel, so I appreciate you so much for getting those. And so there we go. So I'm just gonna glue these pieces here and add this. I don't know about you, but I love crafting on a rainy day. It is just the best feeling. I have a candle going back here. I mean, of course it's back there, so it's not in the way. And I'm enjoying a cup of tea. And I thought I was gonna craft all day today, but I do have to take my daughter to volleyball, even though she doesn't have practice today. They have media day, and they're gonna be doing, you know, pictures and just all the things they do. So that's gonna get me out of my cozy cozy space, but that's okay. All right, so we are just going to wrap all of these. I'm gonna use my double-sided tape, and we're going to add this piece all the way around here on all the sides. Let me get this tool. Whoops, okay. Just looking for this one. It just makes it a lot easier to cut. I'm gonna add the tape here. Press down. Add tape and add the tape right here. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and fold. And you want to slowly fold your cardstock and then press down. And now we're just going to remove the tape and press down. And then you want to score here on these bending lines. And so I'm just gonna do the same over on the other side. Press down, and then we're going to remove the tape and press down. Okay, and then for the corners you want to just kind of press your cardstock around the chipboard, and then again just fold these, press down, and then remove the tape. And then we're going to do the other side. Okay, and we are just going to fold and remove the tape and press down. So now we are going to cut another piece from our cardstock, and this is going to be for the spine. So let me actually cut this here. So we're gonna do this at 6 3/4 by 5. Okay, and then I'm also going to cut 2 pieces at 7 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna do another one right here. 6 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then we are just going to glue this down. I'm going to start with the piece that measures 5 inches. We are just going to glue this on our spine. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a lot of glue, add some glue here. And place this piece down. Okay, so we're just gonna press down and give this a second to dry. Okay, and we are going to score along the bending lines. So I'm just gonna grab my score tool, and you're gonna feel those gap lines on the top and bottom, and you wanna match those two and score. And then same thing on this side, just give it a gentle score. And then we're going to fold, and as you fold you're going to press on that gap line here. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. I'm going to fold and score. Okay, and then so there we go. So now we have the spine protected, and then we're going to glue these two other pieces. So I'm going to add the glue and place one on each side. Okay, so press down and add the glue. And we're going to add this one right here and press down. And so that is going to be the binding for this little book. So hopefully quick and easy. Okay, so we're just going to fold this, put it on the side. And now we're going to work on the pages. So I'm going to put that over here. And we are going to use 3 pieces of cardstock, and I'm going to cut these here at 6 3/4. Okay, and so this is going to be 6 3/4 by 11. So I'm just trying to move some of the things I don't need, and we're going to score along the 11 inches. Let's see, right here we are going to score at, I'm going to score at 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to score at 1 1/4. And then I'm going to score at 6 1/4. Okay, so 3/4, 1 1/4, and 6 1/4. I'm just gonna do the same here. Okay, and do this here again. 3/4, 1 1/4, and 6 1/4. And then we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so we're gonna do those 2 back, and then this one can fold to the front. You can fold it to the front, or you can fold it to the back. Okay, so I think I'm actually gonna fold it to the back here, and then this is going to be the section that is gonna be glued to your book. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then same thing for this one. Okay, so now we have our 3 pages, just like that. Super simple. And now each one of these is gonna have just a little bit of a different layout. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and for the first one I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5, let's do 5 1/4. Same thing here, 5 1/4, and they are both going to be by 7, and we are going to score along the 7 inches at half an inch. I'm sorry, along the 5 1/4, we're going to do half an inch. Okay, so half an inch here, and fold along the score lines, and we are going to glue these 2 pieces, one on each side. Okay, so let me grab my glue, and then I'm just gonna lay this flat, and we're gonna put these right next to that score line. Oh, okay, hold on, I think I made a mistake here. So instead of 7, we're going to cut these at 6 3/4. So I apologize for that. Okay, so 6 3/4, and I'm gonna do the same here, 6 3/4. Okay, easy fix. There we go. And then we are going to do this again and glue these pieces. Okay, so there we go, and add this right on this side and press down, and then we're going to add glue and place this one down here. Okay, so we have these 2 pages that open side to side. Now I'm going to start adding my design paper. So I'm going to cut, let's see, we're gonna need a few pages here, so I'm gonna try to select something different. So we have that, maybe this gray one. Let me do this too on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna use that one, and then maybe this one. This one's so cute. Okay, so we are going to cut, I'm gonna first cut all of these ones at 6 1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this one here at 4 1/2, and I'm going to do 2. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this one also at 4 1/2. So 2 of those, and then I'm going to do this one at 4 3/4. Okay, and then we can do, yes, we could do 2 of those. Okay, I think I only need 1 there, just in case. And we're going to bring our page, which is the first one here, and start gluing these pieces. So I'm going to add this here on the front. Okay, now again, if you like, you can add a magnet here. I think I'm just gonna not add magnets. I don't really think we need magnets over here, because this will just stay close as you move the pages too. Okay, so we are going to glue those 2. So cute and girly. Then we're gonna open this up. This page is going to go at the center. So I'm gonna put this right over here, and then I'm going to do the 2 sides. Okay, so 1 and 2. Place that right there. So that is going to be our front. Then for the inside, I'm going to cut this piece. I'm going to do this at, let's do this at 5. Okay, so 5 by, let's do 9.5. And then we can score this piece here. Along the 9.5, I'm going to score at 4.5 and 9 inches. And then we're going to fold along the score lines. Fold and fold. Okay, and then we can place these as a little accordion fold here at the center, so that can come right here. So I'm just going to press down and add this little piece. I'm just gluing that 1/2 inch. You can just place that right there, and then this will open like that and open like this. Now you can also cover this little bit here with the same cardstock that you use on the back, and I'm gonna use this to cover that up. So let's move these. So I'm gonna cut this at 4.25 by 4.75. Okay, and then that can go right there. You can save this for a picture and avoid the cardstock. So that can go right here. And close and close. And then now here for the back, I am going to use this page that we already cut. So I'm going to put that one over on this side. Glue this down. Okay, and then I'm going to need something for the front. So I'm going to grab another page. So maybe this flower design. And we are going to cut these at 6 3/4. No, sorry, 6.5. By, let me double check the measurement. Okay, so this is going to be by about 4 3/4 or 4.5, something in between. Okay, so that, yes, that's where that's gonna go. I'm going to add my glue. And place this here, open that up, and then this will be the same. Okay, so about, I'm doing 4 6/8, I think. Okay, so that's gonna go right here, and add that right there. Okay, so that is going to be the front, and then this is going to be the back. So this is going to be pages 1 and 2. Let's put this to the side, and we're going to add them all at the end. Now we're going to work on this next page. So for this one, I'm going to maybe cut one piece at 4, and then let's do this by 6 and score. Let's bring this out, and I'm going to score along the 6 inches at 1/2 inch, at 5.5, and along the 4 inches I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Then I'm just going to cut and fold, okay, along the score lines. fold, and then we're going to add this piece along the bottom of the page. Add the glue and add the glue here. So I'm just going to line these up, press down, and press down. Then I'm going to cut another page. This one is going to be 5. I'm gonna do this at 5 by 7 and score at 1/2 inch along the 7 inches and fold. And we are going to add this page along the top. Okay, so we're just going to line this up along the top of the page here and press down. Now I'm going to cut one more page, and this one we are going to cut at 4 3/4, and let's do this by 6, and we're going to score at 1 inch along the 6 inches and fold along the score lines. Okay, and then we are going to, I'm going to go ahead and add my design paper here. So this is going to be okay, so we're going to cut this one. I'm just using the same paper here. So 4 1/2 by 4 3/4, and we're going to glue this page here. Okay, so we have the score line along the top, and press that, and now bring the page back. We're going to open this flap, and we are going to glue this 1 inch on this flap here. So we're just going to glue that up there. Add the glue and line this up on the flap, and then press down. Okay, and then we're going to add this page. Let's make sure this is dry, but this is going to go inside the pocket. Okay, also maybe before we do that, we can go ahead and cover the inside. So let's cut this at 4 3/4, and this is by about 6 inches. So I'm just gonna glue this piece, and we're gonna put this inside the pocket here first. Okay, so that way we don't have to do it. You won't really see this section, but it's good to have that cover. And then we're gonna place that or insert that inside the pocket. So now when you close your page and you open it, you're gonna have that fun little moving feature, and of course you can add a picture here. Let me just fix that. There we go. And close this down. And now let's add the paper. So I'm gonna use, this will be good. I think I have the other, I think that's good, right? Do I have the other half? That will fit. So I'm gonna cut these at 4 3/4. Okay, and this is by 6 inches. And I'm just going to glue this piece right here. Okay, I'm just gonna line this up along the top. Oops. Okay, press down. And then we're gonna open this up and add cardstock on this side. So again, just using little leftovers, maybe even this. No, it's just not. Let me use this one. So we're gonna cut this at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 and add the glue. Place that right here, and now I just have to do the top, which is going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and that can go, oh, maybe that needed to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's use this one. Okay, so 4 3/4, and I am going to measure this. So by 5 1/4, okay, by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to glue this down right here. So add my glue. And place this piece right there. There we go. So that is all the front, and I love coordinating my pages. So that was the previous page, and this is this page here. And now for the back. So we already have this opening page, so we're just gonna cover this up with paper. Let me, maybe this will be cute. And let's see, since we're going for a lot of pink, I'm gonna use this one here. So first I'm going to cut, this here is going to be 6 1/2 by 4 3/4 and by 4 1/2. Whoops, I think I have it right. Okay, so we're gonna just glue this on the inside. Okay, place that piece here. Okay. And then we are going to glue the other page so that can go right here. Okay, and then I think this page will need a pop-up, so I'm going to cut one page. Let's do 4 1/2 by 8, and we are going to score along the 4 1/2. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and along the 8 we're going to score at 4, and then we're going to fold and add double-sided tape over here on this 1/2 inch. Okay, so let me take this, and then we're going to fold along the other side and cut. I'm gonna cut the corners. Okay, and then so this is going to be our pop-up, and on this pop-up let's go ahead and add some cardstock. Ooh, okay, so let me put some of these things to the side. Let's add, I want something more plain, so maybe we will do this black. It's kind of like a black gray, and let's cut these at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so let's do 2 of those and glue. We are going to glue this piece right there, and we're going to glue this one right here. Okay, and now we're going to bring back our page, open that up, and we're going to fold these and kind of hold it upside down like this, and we are just going to match this little tip to the bending line and place these at an angle. Okay, so just like that, and then I'm going to remove the tape, close this side, and now we're just going to remove the tape on the other side and close that up. So a very quick and easy little pop-up page. There you go. And now I'm just going to add the cardstock here on top. So we're gonna cut this at 6.5 by 4.5, and that we are just gonna glue right on top. There we go. That's gonna be these 2 pages, and now we're gonna work on the next page. So for this next page, I'm going to do a gatefold. Gatefolds are my favorite thing to add to mini albums. So we are going to cut 2 pieces at 3 by 6 3/4, and again 3, 6 3/4. Okay, and we are going to score along the 3 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and score at 1/2 inch, and then just fold. All my things get buried under the the mountain of paper over here, and we're just going to bring these and glue one on each side. Okay, so we are going to add the glue and add this here, press down, and then we're going to add the glue and place this one on the other side. Okay, so this is like a mini page, a mini gatefold page, and I'm going to open this up here, and on the inside, or on the outside actually, to create a closure, since I don't want to use magnets. Of course you can use magnets and keep that closed, but I'm going to add a place for an insert. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 3.5 by 2.5. And we're going to score along the 2.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and along the 3.5 we're also going to score at 1/2 inch. And we're gonna do the same for this one, but I'm just gonna do this in reverse. Basically these are going to be mirror pieces, so I'm going to cut the corners here where the score lines intersect. We're gonna cut that, and then we're going to go ahead and add these 2 pieces here. Now I'm also going to cut a section here so it doesn't look so pointy. So again, I'm gonna place them back to back, so I have the 2 score lines together here, and we're gonna cut a random section right across from where we have that. So I'm just gonna place that and cut. So now we have these two pieces that are going to be mirror of each other. Now let's add paper. So I'm going to do okay, so I know I'm gonna use these. So let's cut two pieces at 6.5 by 2.25. Okay, and so I'm gonna cut these, kind of have these on the side, and then I'm thinking maybe this can complement with that, or maybe we can do the pink page. So let's see if I have, yeah, this will be perfect for that. So I'm going to cut two pieces at 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then we're going to, let me grab a pencil. We're going to mark that angle, how that was cut. So I'm just gonna place this here on top, and we're gonna pencil mark, give that a little space, and pencil mark the two ends, how I'm going to cut these. Okay, and because I only want to cut this one time, I'm gonna place the other one back to back, and let's line this up. There we go. And now we're just gonna place that on your cutter, and there we go. And now we have the two little mirror pieces to go there. Let's add some glue. Okay, here we go. Some little glue here, and add this and the other one. Okay, so that can go right there. There we go. And now we are just going to fold along the score lines. So fold along the score lines, fold along the score lines. And now let's put it together. So I'm going to glue, let's put this to the side. We're going to glue each one. So I'm going to add my glue, and this will go on this side. Okay, so just line that up, press down. Then I'm going to add one of these front pieces. Okay, and then that can go right over here. And now we're going to do the other one. Okay, so let's add the glue and place that, press down. And now the background page here, and add these there. So cute, I love the colors. Okay, and now let's just do the background for the inside. So I'm going to use these, and we're gonna cut these at 4 3/4 by 6.5. And then we're going to do, I'm gonna do the pink, and we're gonna cut these at 6.5 by 2 1/4. And we're gonna do need 2 of those. Okay, and then we can just glue this down. Okay, so add that, press down, and then we're going to add the 2 pieces here. So 1 and 2. Add the glue, and there we go. Just add this, and that is gonna be our gatefold page. I love how this turned out, so cute. Now of course for the center we can use, we have so many scraps, but we can use some of our scrap pieces. And I'm gonna cut these at maybe 4. This will be 4 by 5. You can make it bigger, longer, taller, and this will be a piece that we can put right here. So maybe I can even use this little bit from my scraps. Maybe this color will look cute. Oh, decisions, these are the hardest. Choosing the right pattern paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this. You can always leave it blank and just simply add a picture here. Okay, so that is gonna go, and I'm just gonna even that out, and that's gonna go inside our little pocket. You can add more of these, even bigger, and create like a little cascading effect right there. And now we're gonna work on the back. So the backs are pretty simple, but we're just going to add some paper. So let me select a couple more. So we did pink and black, and I'm going to do these flowers are really pretty, and I actually love these flowers too, but I might use this for the cover. And oh, I'm gonna use this for the cover too. Okay, so I think the flowers, and let me see, what can I complement with that? Oh, this one, perfect. This that's really pretty. Okay, so we are just going to cut over here. These at 6.5. We're gonna do 2 at by 4.5. Right, and let's see. I think this one is going to be on the outside, and then this one is gonna go on the inside. So this one I'm going to cut by 4 3/4. And now let's just go ahead and glue this down. And add this. There we go. Put that one right here. And then we're going to glue this page over here. Okay, let me check my time. Oh, so we have 14 minutes left. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut one page. Let's do this at 5.5 by 7.5, and score along the 7.5. I'm going to score at 1, 2, and at 6.5. Okay, I think I'm actually going to reduce this to 7. Okay, so sorry about that. So instead of 7.5, I'm gonna do 7. Okay, and score at 6 inches. Okay, so we're gonna score at 1, 2, and 6, and fold along the score lines. Fold and fold. Okay, and then we're going to open this up. We're gonna glue the side that only has the 1 inch and add the glue here. Okay, and then we're just going to add these on the left panel. Okay, so right next to the bending line. And then we're going to fold these 2 score lines back and add glue on the 1 inch here, the one on the edge. Okay, and then we're just going to close this whole page like that and press down. And this is going to open up like this, and we have a fun platform page. And then of course we want to add a flap to that, so I'm going to cut these at 5.5 by 4 and score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5 and fold along the score lines. And let me go ahead and add paper here. So I'm going to cut these at 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And we're going to glue these down, place that, and then we're going to open this up and just glue this along the top, right over here. Okay, so line these up, close these so we can press down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna quickly cut the pieces for the inside. So not this. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at, one is gonna be 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and the other one is going to be by 5 1/4. Okay, so still using that black color. Maybe I should have used something different, but it's okay. Add the glue. Okay, it's gonna be up here, and this can be just be left plain for pictures. But there you go. So we have all the pages finished. Okay, press down, close that up, and close these up, and there we go. So now we are going to add our pages to our book. I'm gonna make all of these, and I'll organize this in a minute. And so we are just going to add our pages. So let's bring our book, and we are going to start from the back. I'm going to glue the first 3/4 inch section right next to that back bending line. So we are going to add the glue. Okay, so add a lot of glue here, and then just line this up. Right there. Press down. Okay, so then we're gonna lay that flat and add the next one. So this is gonna go right next to the previous one. We are going to add some glue. Okay. And oh, here comes the rain. And press down. There we go. And the last page here. The last page, which is our first page. And we're just gonna place that at the center. So there we go. We have all of our pages with the paper already added. And we do have a 3/4 spacing in between the pages. So if you want to add some flowers to decorate, you have room to do that as well. And now we're just going to add the paper. Ooh, we don't have a lot of time, but we're just going to do the paper for the front and back. And I'm going to use this black flower paper, and we're just going to cut this at 6 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do 2 of those. Okay, and we are just going to glue this down. And for this type of book that is so pretty and so romantic, I will probably do a pretty frame here on the front and some flowers. So I'm not gonna do all of that decorating right now because I have to go to my stash and see what I have. And so we're just gonna let that be. Just pressing down, and then I'm going to do the one back here. Okay, I'm on a double challenge here because I know we have the 1 hour limit, but also like right at the 1 hour mark, I need to take my daughter to her volleyball to do her pictures. So I can't even pause the timer and go find something to decorate my cover. So I will be doing that off camera. Then I'm just going to do the spine. So the piece for the spine is going to be this really pretty stripe. Again, 6 3/4. This one's going to be by 2 3/4. And we're going to glue that one here. Okay. Let's do this. And there we go. Press down. Press down. I do need a little more glue up in there. And then just press that. Okay, so here's the front. So this is the front. And so now we just need to do the 2 pages on this side. And I think we have just enough time to add a couple layouts there. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 6 3/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to score right here and fold along the score lines. And we are going to open this up and add 1 on each cover. So we're going to do inside cover here. So again, very simple layout. but you can of course add more to this. You can add another pop-up as we did on the other pages, or another feature. And then we're going to do the back. And add this here. Press down. And we are just going to add the paper. Okay, so do I want to use the flowers or do I want to use the black? Maybe for that one I'm going to use the black. Where did it go? I need a new page. That's why I'm searching for it here. Oh, it was the very first page. Okay, so I'm going to do the black, and then I'll do this color for the inside. Oops. All right. I think we're gonna have the alarm make the sound on us today, but that's okay. So we're gonna do 6.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 of those, and then for this one I'm going to do 6.5. Yes, and this will be by 5, I think. Yes. Okay, so let's just go for it and glue this down. So we are going to add the glue over here. Okay, and then open this up. I'm going to glue this one, and now my glue is not coming out. No. It's okay. We're just gonna put that one right here, press down, and then let's see if this glue wants to work with me today. Oh, there we go. And that can go right here. There we go. And then so you will cut the same sizes that we did for this back panel. So let me see if I have, okay, so I have these, and then I can add more of that pink diamond page. Oh, if I can find it. If I can find the pink diamond. There we go. And we're just gonna do the same here. Okay, so 6.5 by 4 3/4. 2 of those. And then we're gonna do 6.5 by 5. 6.5 by 5. And we are going to glue these, and let's add the glue. Oh, there's our 1 hour mark, but that's okay. We almost did it. I'm gonna count it as a win because we added this, and this was not on the plan. That was an extra added, so we got a little bonus, if anything, a little bonus couple minutes here. Okay, so we're just gonna add that and add this here, and there we go. One mini album with the papers on every page in 1 hour. I mean, all you have to do is just glue, frame on the center, maybe a flower or two, and I think this turned out really cute. I'm actually impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think this was gonna happen for me today, but I love how this came out. Let's do a quick walkthrough. So we open this up, we have this first panel. You can add pictures, you can decorate, add more flowers, make it your own. We have this with this little accordion fold layout on the inside. Then this one is just a simple flap. Over here we have the one with the sliding pocket feature, and back here we have a pop-up, so you can repeat this pop-up on any layout here. Then we have the gatefold. This opens like that. Cute place for a picture and a little pocket. Then we have these floating or platform layout. So I really hope that you guys enjoy making this book with me. I hope that you are enjoying the 1 hour crafting series. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.